What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Brand Doctor live stream. Today, we're going to be talking about monetizing your expertise. There's so many people out there that are wasting their time talking to people that aren't willing to pay them, and they're giving away their time for free. And that is one of our most valuable assets we have in life. So I'm going to help you protect that today. I should say we are going to help you protect that today and have a conversation about some very quick and easy ways you could start monetizing your expertise without all the tech, without all the heavy convoluted things that everybody tells you that you need. I don't think you need half of it. So I'm going to share with you on how to do that. So what's going on, Oath?
What's going on, Henry? Man, this when I first started, I put on my Instagram, and I asked what words they for the.
So your audio is cutting out like crazy. It's super choppy.
Okay. How about now?
I think still very choppy. The love of live.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Today.
It's really choppy. It's almost like the battery's going dead or something. Like that. That's what it sounds like. Let me see. Now I think you might be back. Now.
Still nothing. I'll enter back.
Yeah, try that. So listen, we do tech checks all the time, and you just never know what's going to happen. So Oasis will be right back. It was working fine a second ago. So who knows? Maybe it's an internet connection or whatever. But the big problem that I want to address today is you guys out there that are subject matter experts in your space. You have a ton of knowledge and wisdom, and people are siphoning all of that from you and not paying you for it. And there is a time and a place to share content and to, I should say, give away or share your knowledge and share your wisdom and share your experience. But when it comes to solving problems, like really specific problems, you doing that for no cost or no investment is really a disservice to you and your time, because what happens is that compounds very, very quickly. Next thing you know, you turn around and there's 15 clients you're serving for free, and you're getting worn out. You don't have time to work on yourself, your business, or client work. And now this cycle starts, and I don't want to see that happening. And so I'll share with you a couple things. I think a few things that come to mind is we as subject matter experts think, well, it's only 5 minutes. It's only 10 minutes. It's not going to take me much to do this. I could give my time away. But guys, when somebody asks for 15 minutes, it's 30 at a minimum. Right. And if they keep coming back and asking for more and you keep serving them, you're training them to get free information from you. And that's not a good way to operate a business. I talked about in an earlier live stream how to teach your clients how to treat you. And it's very, very important, because if you continue to let them treat you like this, you're screwed. I'll give you a quick example. I have a client of mine who has this funnel we built for him, and people are coming in through the funnel. And the best way I can explain this is like they come in the front door, and now there's a group of people. There's a bunch of people inside the funnel. Let's call it the living room of my client's business, right? And they're all hanging out in the living room. And what's happening is they're calling my clients in one by one every other day. Hey, I need some help with this. I need some help with this. Oh, I got a question for you over here. Da-da-da. And my client keeps coming back in. and serving these people. And I said to him, I said, this is a problem because this is valuable time that you're giving away for free. So he said, well, how do we fix that? I said, it's easier than you think, my friend. So after this quick little message, we're going to get into how to stop wasting time and start monetizing your expertise. If you're a business owner who feels your branding isn't truly representing the value that you deliver, check out this free video training that will help you level up your brand's messaging and online presence so that you can start attracting higher quality clients. Visit www.uniquedesignz with a Z at the end, not an S, .net/level up my branding. All right, we got Oase back. Let's pray that we got some audio now.
How's everyone hearing me now?
There we go. He's back. He's back. Okay, so just to give you a quick heads up, I took care of helping the audience understand giving away time for free is a bad look. I explained an example of how one of my clients, we built him a funnel. He's got a whole bunch of people in it. And now they think that they can pick his brain for free, and they keep calling him on these Zoom calls, and he's wasting a tremendous amount of time. He may think that he's nurturing the lead and building rapport and all of that, but at the same time, they're siphoning all of his knowledge and wisdom for free, and it leaves him high and dry at the end of the day. So we got to fix that. Okay. So how do we do that? So I'm going to give you a real simple way of doing it. And then we're going to dive into some more conversation because I know Oase has a couple examples that he wants to share with you. So if you want to keep this very, very simple, all you need is two things. You need a Calendly account and a Stripe account. Okay. And this is what I told my client to do. I said, go get Calendly. Calendly now integrates with Stripe. Stripe is a merchant services account. You can now integrate Stripe into Calendly so that if somebody tries to book you for time, you can now charge for that time via Stripe. And it's a very simple user interface. The integration takes 2 clicks. It is very simple. And I told him, I said, next time somebody reaches out to you and wants to get on your calendar, tell them, listen, I'm happy to meet with you, but there is a fee for my time. Here's a link, book it. And then you could adjust the pricing accordingly. So they asked me, how much should we charge? I said, well, you know your audience better than we do. You tell me what the threshold is. What do you think is a fair number for a 45-minute call or an hour call? So they said $750 to $1,000. And I said, there you go, start there. And then you will weed out tremendously all of those freebie seekers. And the people that you do have conversations with, they're going to be a higher quality client, and it's going to be a higher quality conversation. So you can do that literally today. Set up a Stripe account with Calendly and book out, create an event. And there you are. Now you're monetizing your thinking. That's all I got. All right, the show's over, guys. See you later.
There you go. See you later.
Kidding. But yeah, I mean, you've felt this. You've experienced this yourself, no?
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, it was like patient zero right here, man. And as a matter of fact, I think I texted you about this like a week or two ago, where there's still this tire kicking sort of a client, or I wouldn't even call it a client because we've never engaged, but someone that I was trying to build a rapport with way back in 2016, 2015. They decided to go in a separate direction, getting their creative done from probably a Fiverr or something, but constantly sending me what the work product is and getting my opinion on it.
Oh, talk about a slap in the face.
Yeah. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's like, okay, what do you want me to do? And the last conversation I had with this client, he reached out to me. He was like, okay, well, what is it going to take to work with you now? And this was last year. And I was like, look, at your stage, clients at your stage on minimum spend about 80 to 100 grand at the beginning, at the first stage. And so he was like, whoa, you've kind of gone up from where you were, 4 or 5 years ago. You were telling me about $5,000, $6,000. I was like, well, that was 4 or 5 years ago, right? So and I was like, look, you're calling me and asking me for my feedback and my professional advice on stuff that you're getting done from someone else. Do you go to one doctor, get the doctor's opinion and get the doctor's professional advice that he's basically giving you based off of experience and education over the course of who knows how long,
Mhm.
and then take that and say, let's go to another doctor and ask the doctor for free advice.
Listen, now I will say I'm all about second opinions. I'm all about second opinions, and you should do your diligence, and you should talk to a couple people. But you got to go with the one that feels right for you,
Yeah.
right?
And so, my question in all of that to him was that doctor scenario, but also, what about this do you not feel confident in to where you need to come in and speak to someone that's at my stage?
Hmm.
And what's that
Interesting.
worth to you?
Hmm. Did you
How
ask
much
him
are
that,
you?
or
Yeah, yeah.
oh, good?
What's so now, I finally had the courage to ask. I would say that 2, 3 years ago, I didn't necessarily have that type of a questioning method. But today I'm going to ask. It's like, okay, well, you're clearly not confident in the work that your current creatives are putting out for you, or I'm not sure why you're seeking a second opinion. But if you're seeking a second opinion, what's that worth to your business?
Mm.
Quantify that,
Hmm.
and then we can have a discussion.
Well, I want to point something out real quick that I don't want anybody to lose, and it's you said the courage to ask. The courage to ask. I think that is so important when we are trying to monetize our thinking. There, there's so many times in the past I could count on. Forget it. If I had $1 for every time I made this mistake, I'd be rich. Where somebody reached out and I just gave it to them without asking for a sale, and depending on who you ask, somebody will be like, Henry, you sound crazy for always asking for payment for your time. And then you get another camp that says, Henry, you shouldn't be solving problems until people pay you. That's why you're in business, right? That's how you're in business, right? And so I tend to go with the latter and say, listen, I'm happy to help you. This is my process. It starts here, and we'll have a very informed conversation. And it was so funny. Here's another one. Guy reached out to me on my website through my chat bot, and very skeptical guy. You could tell. Is this really Henry, or is this an automated bot? And I said, you got me, pal. This is me, right? And he could tell the way I was typing that it was me. So he got that. So he says, I got this ecom business and I'm trying to do this, this, and that. I'm like, okay, so what do you need help with? And he said, do I start local, in my country and then move globally, or what should I do? And that sounds like a very pointed, like I'm looking for a very specific solution for that. Tell me. And I was like, well, why don't you just do that? And he, well, I don't. So he said, can you help me? I said, I don't know. I said, I will tell you this. I need some more information about your business and you.
Yeah.
And it starts with a brand assessment. And it tells me, my chatbot tells me what page that they are on my website. And he was on the brand assessment page. So I said, just fill out the brand assessment page and book a call with me. Well, how do I know that's going to work? And I said, trust who you hire who you trust. And he wrote back, nice comeback. And so he started to ask me some more questions, and I gave it to him straight. I said, I don't feel very comfortable giving you any sort of advice without knowing anything about you or your business. So if you'd like to move forward with the assessment, the instructions are on this page. And I left it at that. And I left it at that. So here's Michelle. Michelle says, I think there are special circumstances where you move to help to someone at no cost, but it takes great discernment. Yes, I'm not saying be a hard butt at all. I'm saying, there's a time and a place for that, and what feels right, and what doesn't feel right. I've been on many calls where I was like, nah, I just blew that one, and I should not have even entertained that conversation. And then there was times where I said, no, I'm going to do it because I know it'll come back to me. I don't know how, but it's just that goodwill that I'm going to put out there. So yeah, I agree with Michelle. But I'm talking to the folks that do this constantly and never ask for a consultative fee.
Exactly.
So that's a problem.
And I used to be one of them, right? That's why I became a bit more discerning, to use Michelle's term, after a while, because I mean, look, we have a finite number of hours in a day, and so you got to protect that time. And are you monetizing that time to your best ability?
Yeah, and your advantage. I see a bunch of people on live. So if you want to come on the show with us, let me know in the comments, and I'll share with you in the comments the link to come on live with us and ask us a question or two. So I'm happy to bring you guys up if you're interested. So let me know in the comments, and I'll shoot you the link via the comments, and we'll get you on the show. So there's a couple things before we run out of time that I want to share with you in regards to monetizing your expertise. There's a lot of ways to do it. I showed you how to do it with a paid consult with Stripe and Calendly, but what about the more what's the word I'm looking for? Passive ways of monetizing your thinking and monetizing your expertise. And there's a lot of online programs out there. Now, what makes one good program over the next? And again, I think if you want to see a really excellent example of online courses and training, I highly recommend you pay for a subscription for masterclass.com, and you can and watch how they've mastered their masterclasses. Because when I subscribed to masterclass.com, and I was blown away. It literally gave me a wake-up call. Like, you need to level up your masterclass immediately. And I did. So masterclass.com is a great for inspiration. It looks like somebody's saying here, am I seeing this correctly? No monthly fees for Stripe. I don't think there's a monthly fee for Stripe. I think
per transaction.
It's per transaction. Yeah. And I think it's 2.99, something along those lines. And
they're all typically at that same rate, 2.9 plus 30.
Yeah. So listen, if it closes you a $500 sale, what's 2% of that? Like, it is what it is. But I will tell you, I think with a lot of the fintech that's coming out these days, these fees, you're going to see a huge evolution. You're going to see a huge change in these fees, because there's some companies out there that aren't doing any fees, and they're exploding with users. So we'll see, but that's a topic for another day. But I want to point out a couple of platforms that I would have you go explore if you're looking to take what's in your brain and put it into some sort of online course or training in a very simple way. Teachable.com is a great place to start. Kajabi.com is another great place. Skillshare, I'm not a huge fan of, because I think they limit how much you can charge for your courses. So I'm not a huge fan, but if you're looking to do something on the lower end, Skillshare is a place where you can set up an account and start to become a educator. But I will tell you this, I've been around a while. So I remember when this company first came out, Camtasia Camtasia was a screen recording software for just Mac users at the time. And that's how people were making their courses back in the day. Camtasia has leveled up so much over the past couple of years. They're now a video editing software that makes it so simple to create amazing educational videos for your courses. So I highly recommend you check out Camtasia if you're looking to put together a course. Now, this is what we do. I mean, if you don't know where to even get started with this, this is what we do for our clients. We help them strategize, outline, and then we actually build it out for them. So they cover the content, they create the content, and then we build out the infrastructure so that they focus on the content creation. We focus on all the tech that puts it all together. So if you're interested, let me know. Shoot me a text or an email. And we can have a conversation about that. But what about the live programs? Like now that COVID is sort of in our rearview window, rearview mirror, I should say, I see a lot of live events going down. For example,
Everything's back in action.
I see a couple of people that rent these Airbnbs for the weekend. They get a whole bunch of people to pay them like $5K a piece, and they do this like whole little like mastermind thing. With a handful of people, and people get tremendous value out of that.
Absolutely.
So it's a great way to take your expertise and create more of a live experience with the people that you want to serve. And so
we were just at one back in November.
Yeah, out in Austin. You came and met me.
Yeah.
And you could tell you felt the vibe of the people. Like, it was a bunch of cool people that really just wanted to learn from each other. And there were some cool speakers, and it was awesome.
And when I spoke with some of them, I mean, they said that they were attending that event from day one. I mean, they would attend it annually, as if it was like a no-brainer for them.
Yeah, he does it quarterly all over the country. Yeah, he does it quarterly. Big shout out to Steve Sims. Steve Sims is a great guy, and I like how he puts together his programs. They're like really no BS, and they're just all. It's all meat on the bone. There's no fat, right? It's phenomenal. So Priyanka has a question. How do we know where to draw the line between free and paid service? Oh, that's a great question, isn't it? What do you think, Oasis?
When the questions start becoming granular. So if it's surface level question around, hey, what is, who is it that I'm targeting? I don't know. What does your rate look like? How long does it take you? If they're asking you about your services, like how long will it take you? Like, okay, with Henry, how long does it take for a brand like mine to get to market? And he's got this 90-day program, right? Brand Accelerators 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's like surface level questions around your services, I think that's one. But if it's granular questions around how they accomplish certain things in their business, particularly, let's say in our case, it would be around branding. Well, how do I define who my target clients are? Again, we can have a specific session around that on our live streams, but then for that specific case, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like Henry says, like, I don't know. We would really have to have a deep dive on that.
Yeah.
Right. So
when they're looking for when they're looking for a specific solution, when they're asking you to solve a very specific problem, that's when you have to respond and say, I don't solve problems like that until my firm is engaged.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my policy. But I'm happy to take this conversation to the next level if you'd like. And you end it there. Now, I will tell you this. What I like doing is going live, specifically on Instagram, because I get a very active audience over there. And I do a Q&A session. And I say, hey, I got 15 minutes. You can ask me anything you want right now. And I'm just going to rapid fire give you answers, right? There's a time and a place for that. But if they want you by themselves, that's another alert. I want to pick your brain. And as soon as they say I want to pick your brain, that's when you say that's it. I gotta, that's it. You gotta charge. I charge for that.
Yeah.
that's another alert. Yeah. But if they say, can we meet for coffee? Can we jump on a quick Zoom call? No. Because next thing you know, you're going to be on a bunch of Zoom calls all day long.
And here's a question that I would counter with. What's your desired outcome from that?
What
do you want to take away from that?
Dude. That's where the buck stops.
There you go. So
superb answer, very helpful. Thank you always. These live sessions offer so much fun. Oh, thank you. So that's it, my guys and gals. Like, imagine getting paid a premium for your thinking. Imagine having a system in place where when these folks come out to you and try to suck you dry, you have a hold up. Here's my process. Peter corrected me. It's where the buck starts, not where it stops. Yeah, correct, Pete. So imagine you had a system in your business where you were bringing in more of these paid consults. I'll give you a quick example. The client that I was talking to on Monday, he gets about 8 calls. He's on 8 calls a week with people inside of his funnel. If he charged $1,000 a piece, he's making $8,000 a week for 8 hours of his time. Dude, how's that going to change your bottom line this year?
Absolutely.
So again, guys, if you want some help in positioning all of this and building all of this, I would highly recommend you book an assessment. You could do it right here through this link on the screen right now. And I'm going to sit down with you and really help you map this out. So you're not just throwing, what against the wall to see what sticks. And I think that's the biggest problem that you folks are having right now is you don't know what's available to you and you're not aware of how important your position is as a subject matter expert. And you're giving away your time. And there's only so much time in the world. There's only so much time in our life. And you really have to treasure it and cherish it and guard it with all that you have.
Absolutely.
So any other questions, comments before we wrap up? Any last words? I'm calling you Priyanka. Oase.
Protect your time and protect your energy. That's it.
Protect your energy.
Yeah, protect your time and protect your energy. And I think that will help you continue to scale your business up.
There you go. And listen, trust yourself, guys. Trust yourself that you're willing to service these folks for a premium and never let anybody tell you otherwise. Okay? That's the biggest hurdle that I ever had to get through and get over as an entrepreneur was understanding my worth. And I remember, I'll give you a quick example and I'm out of here. I remember somebody saying, whoa, $2,000 for a phone call with you? Like, that's a lot of money. And I said, yeah, let me give you a reason. Let me tell you why it's $2,000 a call. The one person that decided to pay me $2,000 for one call, within a week after that call, they closed $48,000 in business, new business, because he said to me, Henry, I was on these sales calls with these 2 prospects, and all I kept hearing was you in the back of my head saying, charge more. You better charge him more.
Mhm.
And I was about to charge $8,000 and $18,000 came out of my mouth instead. And the person bought without any hassle. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking. That's why I'm $2,000 an hour, because I turned $2,000 into $48,000 for that one client in one call.
And I can attest to that exact same scenario. And it's, yeah, I would say that it's knowing your worth and leading with confidence every single time. Henry, I sent you a screenshot of a conversation I was having with a prospective client just 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
And you know what I said after that? I said, Henry, I'm a little regretful that I didn't quote higher
Mhm. Mhm.
because I know what I'm bringing to the table.
Mhm.
It's not just a quote higher, just to quote higher and just drain someone of their capital. No,
Oh,
it's because of the value that I'm going to help that group of people generate in their business.
that's it. That's it. And that's what you have to remember. It's not about the actual service itself. It's about what that person's going to get as a result, right? Like, it goes as simple as unclogging a toilet to fixing a vehicle that's not working. Like, if you can't get to point A to point B in your vehicle, what are you losing because of that? And then what if somebody comes and charges you $600 and it's done in 3 seconds? Are you going to get pissed because it was 3 seconds? I remember when Dante clogged my toilet upstairs in my room, and the guy came and he whacked me like $180. He was here for like 7 minutes. I couldn't get mad at the guy. I'm like, thank God it didn't take you 30.
Yeah. Thank God it
Right?
wasn't out for like an entire month.
Exactly. And so,
Yeah.
and God forbid I tried to fix it. Forget it. I would have flooded the whole top floor.
Yeah.
Right. And it would have been it. Never mind. You get it.
Imagine, let's put another scenario there. Imagine if the $175 visit guy, you said, you know what? I don't like your rates. I'm going to bring in someone that comes in for $20 an hour. The guy spends another 3 hours. You've spent $60 there. The guy still can't figure it out. Now you bring in someone else charging about $30. Okay, I'll pay a little bit more. The guy spends another 3 hours. Now you're down $150. 60 with the first guy, 90 with the other, and still not getting anywhere.
Oh, I'm so happy you pointed that out, because there's so many people. I had a sales call on Monday or Tuesday, and the guy was saying, "Well, maybe before I come to you, I hire this other company for 7,000, and they do all my branding work, and then I could come back to you." And I go, then you're going to get charged $38,000. Then it's going to cost you $38,000, because that extra seven is going to be a complete waste of money. And I said, listen, I don't know their process. I told him, I said, but $7,000 for a complete brand identity sounds a little low. And I don't know how they would be able to extract and get everything that they needed to get what you wanted specifically, because he wanted something very specific. I don't know how they're going to do that. And I said, I would not want to take you on after you going through that, because what if it's all wrong? Like, you're going to be very sorry that you spent that money. So I said, do what you want, but I wouldn't, if that were me, I would do the discovery and strategy first, so that I know that everything that was designed makes sense. Right. And so anyway, we'll see what happens. He didn't move forward with me, which is fine. But I hope at the end of that call, he understood that, like, you're taking a big chance by getting a full brand identity for that price. And you think it's going to be, your expectations are going to be blown away by that. Listen, there's plenty of people that are cheaper than me. I admit it, but I know what he was looking for, and I don't think he would have got it with that investment. So I don't think he moved forward with them, but if he did, he'll have to learn the hard way. There's only so many, so many, you can only tell people so many things until they have to feel the iron with their own hand. So
That's true.
anyway, guys, we're a little over. I appreciate all of you. I hope you got one or two takeaways from today. And listen, don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And again, we are here every Monday, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Drop in the comments wherever you're watching this what your biggest takeaway of today's call was, and share it, please. I want to get some more people on this live. I want to get some more people on these shows because I think these shows can help subject matter experts like yourself monetize your expertise and help you create a more profitable and reputable brand for yourself. So have an amazing day, and we'll catch you on the next one next week. Take care.